conference will now be recorded.
So on a high level, JDK means it's a combination of JRE and the remaining development tools which are required for us as a developers. Whereas JRE means it's a combination of JVM plus runtime environment. Whereas JVM means it's a thing which interprets the programs internally. How it interprets, there is something called there is something called just in time compiler. So on a high level, JVM just interprets the program by line, whereas JRE provides a runtime environment to run the programs. Whereas JDK, it's a combination of JRE plus other development tools like monitoring tools, all those stuff. So okay, please see this for a minute. So folks, what I would like to say is always we used to learn like, okay, Java is platform independent. We have different components. But always I always used to think is, okay, Java is a platform independent. How Java is a platform independent language? Basically, even when we are learning about Selenium or any other libraries, we need to deep dive into the architectures. We need to understand why it is. Okay, what is the reason behind why Java is platform independent? So now I would like to give a minute of time to think from your side why Java is platform independent. Anyways, I'm going to cover it, but I would like to listen from you guys why Java is platform independent.
This conference will now be recorded.
So now we understood on a high level about JDK and JRE and JVM. Now we'll understand the internal architecture of Java architecture, the internal architecture of Java, so that it gives an answer of how Java is platform independent. So I have created a class called as sample. For example, consider that there is a class called sample.java. So when I say Java C means compilation. Okay, so let me write it theoretically. Compilation. When I say Java C sample.java, it generates a class file which is having bytecode. This bytecode means machine understandable code. Machine understandable code. Okay. So what I have told you, when I say Java space sample.java, it generates a class file. What is that class file? Sample.class. So whatever the class name, it will generate a dot class file. So as I told you, it's a kind of machine understandable code. It's a bytecode. So it can be understandable by any machines, like it can be understandable by Linux, it can be understandable by Mac, it can be understandable by Windows. So we'll take this class file and we can execute in any environment as it is understandable by any platform. We can go ahead and execute it. So that's why Java is kind of a language where we can execute programs. So they are always used to say write once and run anywhere. Okay. So that's why always we used to say write once and run anywhere. How they will run? So if you want to compile javac sample.java, it generates a sample.class. Will give that sample class to someone. They'll say Java sample. That's it. The program will run. But when you are using this Eclipse kind of tools, when you click on run button, automatically the program compiles and runs. Okay, so you won't see java c your class name dot java, you won't see again java space your class name, you won't see like that because Eclipse internally compiles and run the program. Okay, on a high level the architecture of java is when you execute a class file, it generates a dot class file which internally consists of bytecode, which is a machine understandable language. And when you take this bytecode and take it to any other execution environment, it will automatically run the program. So that's why always people will say write once and run anywhere. That means even I wrote a Java program in Windows operating system, I can take this file to a Mac operating system and still I can run like this. Okay, so please see this for a minute. If we want to know visually, let me show you a diagram. Are you able to see here? So the source code here and javac, that source code, it generates a bytecode. This bytecode will be taken to other machine as and the Java virtual machine will be running it. So simple, right? This is how it works. Please see this for a minute. Yes, so there was a question asked. So how about the jar files, other libraries? Are they part of JDK? Yes, all the jar files, whatever the stuff which we have, are part of JDK. That's why it is to develop the programs. We need some libraries and we need some jar files. So whatever the things which are there, all will be part of JDK. So you go to C program files where Java is installed. You can see JDK over here. You can see it consists of all those things. If you go to bin library, you'll be able to see all the DLLs, jar files and everything. You can see all the jars, okay, other libraries, compiler, JConsole, which is used for getting the performance kind of metrics, Java database connectivity, all those libraries. There are n number of libraries, JMap, JLink, JStat, everything. It will be Java is having all those jars and everything. RMA, remote method invocations, libraries, everything will be part of JDK. Just to answer your question on a precise. Okay, moving on. As we already seen the installation of Eclipse, let me go ahead and start Eclipse. So see, why we are writing Java? Since Selenium, we can write it in a number of languages like Java, Python, Perl, Ruby. But however, we have chosen Java as a thing because Selenium also internally written in Java as a first language binding, and internally it has been architecture is designed in the same manner. And so there are n number of IDEs which are there. In that, Eclipse is one of the popular tool. So it's not like you need to choose Eclipse. You can choose any other tool. Okay, you can choose IntelliJ. You can choose NetBeans IDE. However, just make sure what is your expected thing. If your expected thing is to create projects, Selenium projects, run the Selenium projects, integrate with third-party tools. Eclipse has everything to do with. However, if you would like to use other editors, feel free to use it. There is no harm in using it. Okay. Now what I would like to show is high level overview of Eclipse. As you can see over here, this is the area where we can create multiple projects. Okay, when I say projects, let me explain few terminologies over here. Project, package, class, method, variable. So before going to explain about Eclipse, I would like to explain this. But a sneak peek, here we have all the projects. Here where we are going to write the code. Okay. Here, if there is any issues or if you want to print something, all the things will be displayed over here. Okay. Cool. On a high level. And there are few options in order to create the projects. You want to edit, copy paste, if you want to search something, and if you want to clean the projects, or if you want to run the programs, or if you want to change the appearance like fonts and all, and if you want any help regarding Eclipse, so all these options will be helpful. Okay, we'll discuss anyways one by one all those options. Now coming back to our terminologies. I'm giving you 1 minute of time, folks. Just think about what is project, what is package, what is class, what is a method and variable.
This conference will now be recorded.
So whenever I say variable, that means it's a kind of temporary memory location. So normally how we will store, if any item is there, how will you store? We'll get a suitcase and we'll place all the clothes in it, right? In the same way, if you want to store some value, now I want to store some value, how I will be storing? I'll be storing into a variable. So what is this A contains? 10. Okay, so in future, if you would like to store any value, the concept used in Java is called variables. We need to store it. So on a high level, variable means it's a kind of temporary memory location which holds a value. Okay, on simple notes, if you want to store something, variable will be used. Statement. Any line ends with semicolon is called a statement. For example, int A, int B, if A greater than B, sys out A. Can someone tell me how many statements are there here?
3 statement.
How many statements?
3.
Yes. But this is also considered, but it's a kind of a block. Okay. So this is considered as a statement. This is a decision based thing. Okay. So anything ends with semicolon, we decide in Java is called a statement. Now, why methods are used? So we sometimes need to do repetitive operations. For example, the same lines of code. Okay, same lines of code. For example, there is something called sum operation. So someone asked me to do sum operation. What I wrote the logic, I said int a equal to some variable, int c equal to a plus b. I will assign some variable a equal to something, a equal to 10, b equal to 20, and c equal to a plus b. So can just anyone guess what c contains? Just a guess.
30.
C contains 30. That means A holds 10, B holds 20, C equal to 10 plus 20, 30. But if I want to do it for another operations, then what I need to do? I will say int again. If I want to do for other variables, so I'll go here and change it in the variable value. So I need to use 50, I need to use 70. So again, I want to use some other variables. So you can see I'm writing the same lines of code, but what I'm doing here, I'm just changing, I'm, I'm just changing the values, but I'm not changing the statements. So this is kind of repetitive information. Instead, what we can do, we can write a method, a sum method, okay, a method called sum, and we are ask parameters like int a comma int b. In the code, we'll write int c equal to a plus b. So this is kind of a method. Okay, let me just move it sideways so that all can see it. So the beauty here is you don't need to call the same statements n number of times. Instead, you will call sum of 10 comma 20 and sum of 50 comma 70. So the underlying architecture of creating methods is if you have some group of statements, you keep repeating the same things, then you need to create methods. So it's a kind of block. So statement means any line with ends with semicolon is called as a statement, and a group of repetitive statements are called as methods, so that you can just simply call this line. It reduces duplicate lines of code. Okay, so that is called as a method. A class is a combination of, or class is a template, contains methods and variables. Class contains methods and variables. That means it consists of methods like this, and it consists variables which can store the values. Collection of classes is called as a package, or collection or group of classes. Classes is called as a package, and collection of all below is called as project, or collection of packages, any resources like files, XMLs, text files, project files, anything is called as a project. On a high level, collection of packages, classes, everything is called as a project. Collection of classes is called package. Class, collection of methods and variables is called as a class. Method means group of repetitive operations will be placed inside a block, that is called as a method. And statement, any line ends with semicolon is called as a statement. Variable which can store some value is called as a variable. Okay, please see this thing for a minute.
This conference will now be recorded.
So let me go ahead and create a brand new project in our Eclipse, and let's go ahead and introduce each and everything from scratch. So you can click on file. Let's go ahead and create a Maven based project. Click on new. If you want to create a pure only Java based project, you can click on this. We use Maven based project because we need to automatically download the software. Okay, so Maven, just click Maven and just click on Maven project and click next. Once you click next, it will ask you like this, click next, and it will ask for group ID. Group ID means like a package name. So I will say com.training and the artifact ID I said training Maven. Okay. Package name should all will be capital small letters. And project name, this artifact ID is kind of project name. It should start with capital letters. It should be a meaningful name. So click on finish so that automatically a Maven project will be created. You can see created project training Maven. So if you click here, it will show the progress, like what are the libraries. So when you create a project, all the libraries will be automatically created. That's the beauty of these IDEs. Okay, it will get all the Java libraries and everything. So you can see it is setting the class path, Java path, everything. And when you create a Maven project, it internally consists of Java also. So it has successfully created a project. You can see a Maven project and Java project. Okay. So here it is. You can see a small j and small m over here. M stands for Maven, J stands for Java. This is how you can create a Maven project. But if you don't want to automatically download software, just a simple project, you can automatically go ahead to file, new Java project. Instead of Maven, you type Java and you will give project name, training Java, and click on finish. So that automatically a project will be created. So this is Java project. You can see small j over here. This is, if you create Maven project, it's a combination of Java and Maven. If you create only Java project, it has only JRE. Okay. Now, since we all are QAs and learning Selenium, so if we are able to see creating a Maven project, the top source, main, Java, and resources. Whenever we are creating a framework, whatever the framework code will be written over here, and source test Java and source test resources, all the test related code will be written over here. And this is Java libraries, whatever the Java libraries which are there, all the libraries will be there here. And here there is something called pom.xml where we are going to write code to automatically download the softwares. Okay, we'll do it later. But if you take a clear look from Java, it just contains JRE library. That's why we go with Maven. It has an organization of packages and automatic downloading of libraries from here. So Java, we need to manually download everything, manually install everything. That's the difference between it. So if you want all automatic and a clear picture of organizing folders, go with Maven project. Or if you want to have all the things locally, then go with Java project. It's up to you. Anyways, I have shown you both the project creations. Now I have created a project. You can see I told you group of all packages, resources, everything is called as a project. You can see group of all these things is a project. Now let me create a package. Right click, new package. If you want to create a package, select that, right click, new and package. You can give the package name. Package name should be small letters and it should be reverse chronological. For example, your website is facebook.com. It should be com.facebook, reverse chronological order. So since we are training Java, we'll read like javatraining.com. Okay, it's like reverse chronological order. And the naming convention for the package is it should be lowercase letters. So click on finish. Again, go to the notepad. What is the package contains? Group of classes. So let's go ahead and create classes. New. If you want anything, you want to create something, just select the thing. New class. And you need to give the name sample class 1 and just giving a name. Click on finish so that automatically a class will be created. Since I told you package is a group of classes, you can create one more class. Right click, new class, sample class 2. Click on finish. So that's how collection of classes is called as a package. Collection of packages is called as a project. Now methods and variables. So if you, I will tell you know what is, I will let you know what is int. There is a concept called data types. We'll learn at that point of time. But for now, this is a variable and this is a method. See, it's pretty much easy. So I will just explain everything again. What is method? What is variable? But I just wrote a sample method. Okay, sample method. Just to explain you guys. So just to explain you guys, I just wrote a sample method and sample variable. So collection of these methods and variables, this is a method. So collection of these methods and variables is called as a class. So this is a method, this is a variable. So collection of these methods and variables is a class. Any statement ends with semicolon is called as a statement. Okay. So this is whole about what we have discussed today. Okay, on a high level, what we have discussed today, we have discussed about what is the difference between JDK, JRE and JVM. JDK means it's a JRE plus development tools. JRE means it's a JVM plus runtime environment. JVM means it has internally something called Java just-in-time compiler which interprets the code. And we also looked carefully into Java internal architecture, how it is platform independent, and we looked at different terminologies like package, project, class, method, variable, and statement. And we looked into hands-on using the same thing. We have created a Maven based project, we have created a Java based project. So anything ends with semicolon is called a statement, anything holds some value is called as a variable. Group of variables, it's a, if a collection of variables and methods is called as a class, collection of classes is called as a package, collection of packages and other resources is called as a project. So simple, right? So these are all things we have discussed it today. Tomorrow we'll discuss the remaining concepts. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow or in next session. Bye.
This conference will now be recorded.
So there is a question asked, so can we create multiple packages? Yes, we can create multiple packages, which gives more readability. So if you want to create multiple packages, just right click again, go to new and click on package so that you can create multiple packages. You can just click on package. So to answer the question, yes, we can create multiple packages. And there was a second question which was asked, like, hey Rakesh, what is the difference between Maven project and Java project? And in real time nowadays, what people are using? So in order to explain that, the difference between Java and Maven is Maven internally consists of whatever the Java project contains. Maven project internally contains everything. That means if you are getting something in Java, you can get everything in Maven. On top of it, Maven has the capability to automatically download the softwares. For example, if you want to download a software in Maven, you need to go to dependencies. You just need to write dependency. Dependencies means software dependencies. And there is something called Maven Central Repository. Let me go there. Selenium MVN repo. It has all the versions. Latest version as of now with today's class is Selenium Alpha version 5. But these are alpha stages. Let's download stable version. So if you are able to see, it has only JRE system library, right? As I told you, Maven comes with JRE along with JRE, and along with we can download on our own. So you can see, we can go ahead and indent that Maven is automatically downloading it from central repository. Are you able to see over here? Maven is downloading the software from the central repository. So nowadays, every project, previously we used to write a user manual like installation, like download this, click there, click next, like that. However, now with these projects, we don't want to manually download the softwares. With just placing the version, we can automatically download. You can see tomorrow if some version came into picture, just remove this and place the other version, automatically software will be downloaded. Okay, to answer precise, what is the difference between Maven and Java is Maven consists whatever Java contains, along with there is a feature where we automatically download the softwares. That is the difference. And the second thing is, it can be 1 minute. And the second thing which I would like to explain is, in real time everyone uses Maven project because no need to download the softwares automatically, and easily integrated with continuous integration systems. And it has some other plugins like compiler plugin and all. In future, I'm going to explain each and everything. But for now, to make the answer precise, both projects you can create. And the major difference between Maven and Java project is with Maven software, you don't need to manually download the software. You can automatically download the software. Once you place the version, there is something called Maven dependencies will be created. So click here. So automatically you will be able to see all the softwares. So what is the version we have downloaded? 3.141. So here you can see 3.141. If you want to do the same thing in Java project, what we need to do is we need to go to Selenium official website, and we need to go to downloads, and we need to scroll down, and we need to take the latest stable version. So you can see 3.141.59. that's the thing which we have downloaded. We need to go to the show in folder. We need to download the software, and let me check where it is downloaded. I think hopefully it will download in downloads folder. Let me go to the downloads folder. You can see Selenium server standalone has been downloaded. Now, if I want to get the same projects to Java project, you need to right click here, go to properties, you need to go to Java build path, and you need to go to library section, and you need to click on class path, and you need to click on add external jars, and you need to add the jar files. Let me go there, downloads, add the jar file, click on open, and click on apply. Then only you can see reference library section came into picture. Reference library section came into picture. You can see the software has been added over here. But the problem here is, tomorrow if the version changes, you again need to go to the browser. Again, need to click here to download the software. Again, you need to go ahead and right click on the Java project, go to properties. Again, you need to go ahead to Java build path, go to libraries, add to the class path. So many things you need to do, manual things we need to explain to the customer if he wants to run the Selenium test, right? Instead, if I just give this project to him, automatically Maven will download every software. As you can see, it has all the things which will download internally. Tomorrow version changes, no issues. We'll just tell the client, hey, change the version here. No need to send again the same software again and again to him. Okay, so to answer your question on a precise, in real time nowadays everyone is using Maven project. The only reason is Maven project comes with Maven plus Java features, and it has the capability to automatically download the softwares. So to answer your question precise, difference is Maven equal to Java project plus Maven features. And in real time, everyone is using Maven project. Maven project can automatically download the softwares. Did I answer your question?